There's an island just south of Ibiza where mopeds outnumber people, Instagrammers lose signal, and the water is so clear you'll start questioning bottled brands. It's where billionaires dock their yachts and barefoot locals still fish off rocky coves. Welcome to Formentera, the Balearic secret everyone thinks they know, but absolutely don't. And if you think this is just Ibiza's sleepy sidekick, think again. This guide? We're blowing the lid off the real Formentera. Uncensored, local approved, and spoiler alert, it's addictive. Here's the deal. Formentera is only accessible by boat. That alone filters out half the crowds, because apparently if you can't roll your suitcase directly off a Ryanair flight, it's too complicated. Great. More beach for us. Now the island's just 12 miles long and barely too wide, but somehow feels infinite once you're on it. No airport, no high-rises, no mega clubs. Just beaches that look AI-generated, but are in fact wildly real. Playa de Illet? Let's start there. Frequently voted one of the best beaches in Europe, and not by random bloggers, but by people with yachts and questionable tax residency. This stretch of pink-tinged sand and turquoise shallows is absurd in all the right ways. You'll think you're in the Maldives, but then a Catalan grandpa in Speedos will remind you you're definitely not. Forget the glossy travel brochures. You want the real Formentera? You rent a bike. Not a scooter, not an e-bike, just a good old-fashioned push-pedal machine. Why? Because the whole island is basically flat. You can coast from beach to beach with nothing but salt in your hair and the occasional lizard for company. Escaló de Sant Agustí is one of those blink-and-miss villages you'll fall head over espadrilles for. Fishermen still dry their nets on wooden frames by the water, and the seafood here doesn't even pretend to be fancy. It's just perfect. Order the hervido de pescado, local fish stew, grab a spot on the terrace at Can Rafale, and prepare for spiritual rebirth via anchovy. Further inland, you've got San Francisco Javier, the capital of Formentera. It's more sleepy chic than bustling. Think concept stores in old churches, cafes where waiters remember your name by day 2, and boutiques that somehow make linen look like high fashion. And hey, if you want to explore Ibiza first, check out our video on the big and local Ibiza travel guide before you sail to Formentera. Trust me, getting the full Balearic picture starts there. Now back to Formentera, because we're just getting started. Now let's talk nature and nudity. Formentera doesn't do half measures. Playa de Migjorn is the island's longest beach, a 5-mile stretch of dunes, driftwood, and sun-kissed silence. And yes, clothing is optional in most areas. Nobody cares. It's Spain. But if you're more into elevated viewpoints, pun absolutely intended, hike up to La Mola. The cliffs here look like the edge of the earth. There's a lighthouse that inspired Jules Verne, and on Wednesdays and Sundays, a hippie market that sells everything from hand-dyed sarongs to crystal-charged kombucha. Want to go full off-grid? Try Cala Anbastor. It's a rocky cove where locals store boats in caves carved into cliffs, and swimmers bring their own shade. No sunbeds, no sangria stalls, just pure Mediterranean wildness. There's a universal law on Formentera. You do not miss sunset. The place to be? Es Cap de Barbaria. Yes, that moody lighthouse from the sea inside. You park your scooter, walk the last stretch, and watch the sun crash into the sea like it's been rehearsing it all day. But if you're the kind who likes your golden hour with a glass of something cold, head straight to Blue Bar on Playa de Migjorn. Built in the 60s by literal hippies and rumored aliens, yes, really, It's still got cosmic vibes, DJ sets, and mojitos worth the price of the ferry ticket alone. Here's where the local in this travel guide earns its stripes. Don't book the first beachfront hotel you see online. Formentera's soul lives in its agroturismos, rustic luxe farmhouses turned guest stays, often run by multi-generational families who know the land like the back of their sun-tanned hands. Try Canmaroy or Espas, Formentera, for that authentic island but with good sheets vibe. Or go full slow travel and stay in a solar-powered finca where breakfast is made by a grandma named Maria, who bakes fig bread like it's a competitive sport. Let's be real. Formentera is not cheap. It's not trying to be. A bottle of water can cost as much as your firstborn if you buy it at a beach kiosk. So plan smart. Stock up at Sant Ferran's co-op markets. Bring reusable bottles and say yes to house wine. It's local and surprisingly decent. Also skip the mega day trip tours from Ibiza that promise a Formentera experience in 4 hours. You'll get dropped at Cezalets, herded like sunburnt cattle, and miss everything that makes this island special. This place breathes slow. You have to give it time. Now, here's the thing about Formentera. It's not just a vacation, it's a reset. A reminder that less noise, less rush, and less screen time actually feels good. It's proof that wild places still exist, not just in brochures or drone shots, but in tiny villages with dusty roads and cafes where the espresso always takes 15 minutes and nobody's mad about it. People come here thinking they'll do Formentera in a day. They leave making plans to come back forever, because this island doesn't try to impress you, it just is. And that's its magic. So now you know, Formentera isn't Ibiza's quiet cousin. It's the older sibling who dropped out of the party early, built a beach shack, and figured out happiness while everyone else was still queuing for the club. If that sounds like your kind of energy, pack light, unplug often, and show up curious. This island will do the rest. Because once you meet Formentera, you're never going back to average.